Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's pour. Now tonight's pour is going to be a little different for me, even though it's familiar technique for me, because I used to do this quite a bit back in the day. But we're going to do a swipe technique tonight. It's not going to be a car themed or turtle or whatever, object on it. It's just going to be a painting. And I saw this kind of design, the colors somewhat like what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to do it exactly. So I've similar colors too. So as a background, I'm going to go with the metallic bronze from Artist Loft. So we're going to have a bronze color. And then I'm going to use this Master's Touch Viridian. I like that color. And then we are going to use a little of this Master's Touch Brown Red, which is a metallic, and it's like a copper. And then I might use a little white. We'll see. Which would be Artist Loft. And if you've watched my videos enough, sorry, I'm going to use my paper towel for a little bit. If you watch my videos enough, you know my black and my white, I only use Artist Loft. I buy it in the quartz, and that's all I use for white. So on a swipe technique, you take something, you could do paper, you could do a very lightly damped paper towel, which now this is lightly damped from wiping my nose, but we're not going to use that. Excuse me. So we're not going to use that. Some people use a piece of cardboard or cellophane, just a plastic, and I'm going to use this tonight. You can use your hand, you can use a palette knife, whatever you feel. I'm only going to use this palette knife instead of my regular palette knife that I spread the paint around with, which I've already used tonight. I want a thinner lines swipe down. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the bronze down, which I've already done. So I've got the bronze down in the background, and then I'm going to put a line about a third of the way down, and I'm going to put a line of the copper and then the Viridian and maybe some white. I don't know, we'll see. Or maybe just some white in some areas. And then I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to lay it in those colors and then swipe it down across the bronze. So that's the technique tonight. Now, I used to do a lot of swipes back in the day. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, there's no way this works. Because as an oil painter, if you took your colors and just did that, it would look like mud. But this doesn't. So I did my first one, I don't know how many years ago, 5+ years ago probably. And I just fell in love with them for a while, and I did quite a few of them. I have one here, but it's over there, and I'm not going to go get it. So anyway, I almost forgot that I use silicone all the time back then, and you do need silicone for a swipe. And so I had to find my silicone because I don't use it. It's rare if I use it. So I've had this for years, and it's still like a third of the way full. But this is just a silicone lubricant spray. And then there's other lubricants I've bought, silicone types, 3-in-1 silicone. So I found this one. And then this one, this one is a hair product, and I actually don't use that in my hair. Yeah, I do have, it's little, but it's there. But this is coconut milk, and this smells, oh, I love coconut. Oh yeah, love that smell. So anyway, those are just some of the things you can use. I've heard like Rain-X, some type of Rain-X stuff. Anyway, so that's what I've done is I have just one little quick squirt, and then you mix it into your paints after you've mixed it. And so I've done that with all of the colors I have except for the white, because I've already had that pre-mixed in a bottle, and I'm not putting silicone in there. And I still may not use the white. So what we're going to do is exactly what I told you. I've got the bronze down already. I've made some lines in it because I want that, as you know, metallic paints will leave your lines of whatever you do in there, and it'll make it kind of look like it has texture without really having texture. And I've got my two colors here. So all we got to do is adjust the camera and we can get started. All right, as you can see, we have the bronze down. I don't know if you can see those lines. This actually has silicone in it too, which you can, even though it's just a solid color, you can see cells in there. So we're just going to start right here and get a nice line across there. And I did do these paints a little bit thicker than I do a Dutch pour. All right. I get my torch. So then we just take it and we pull it. Use another paper towel here. All right, now that kind of wasn't exactly what I was going for, but I think it still looks pretty good. As you can see, it has sunk a little bit, but it's got that kind of crazy look to it. I'm going to pull some more copper down on this one. All right, I think I'm gonna leave it like that and see what it looks like when it dries. Now, if this doesn't, I will say the bronze color will darken quite a bit from how it looks here wet. So it will be, I'm hoping that the Viridian will pop out a little bit more on it. I might add a little bit right in here just to get a little bit more, because that really needs something right there. In here. A little bit there. Alright, we'll see what it looks like when it dries. Alright, this is dried, and as you can tell, it's dried darker on the bronze. So this is a 12 by 24 canvas. So we are going to use 10 ounces of resin. Also, since I did use silicone, I put a couple of coats of a gloss enamel, clear gloss enamel spray on it to kind of seal up the silicone so it won't go through. And of course we have it taped on the back. So all we have to do is pour on the resin. Just trying to get out of as much resin as I can. Alrighty. Get this spread out. I might have to do another one similar to this, the colors and everything. But I think I don't want to go with the bronze. I think I want to go with the more copper look, like this in the background. So we might have to do that. Maybe even on a smaller canvas just to try it and see. How are you going to find out unless you try, right? It used to bother me. I would be looking at posts on some of the fluid acrylic sites that I follow on Facebook. Those pages, whatever you want to call them. And people are like, and I understand asking some questions. If you have a question to ask, there's nothing wrong with asking questions. But a lot of these, I would think in my mind is like, just try it, do it. I don't know, that's just me. They'd be like, hey, has anybody ever tried this? Does it work? Well, yes, it does work. And I tried it. Maybe I'm getting too old. And the older I get, the grumpier I get at times. Even though I'm a happy-go-lucky type guy in real life, I have noticed that a lot of things I can relate to a grumpy old man at times. Especially driving. Now, I don't have road rage. Like, I get mad at people, but because they drive like idiots. But I'm not going to take any action against them. I'm just going to talk to myself about them. And since I do not use foul language, and I try not to be too critical of people, but it just makes me feel better. If you see me driving around behind you, I might be talking about you. Doing something stupid. Now I know some of you may not know what a roundabout is, but we have a lot of them here in Indiana. We've had them for years, so it's not like if you're from here you don't know how they work. So if you don't know what a roundabout is, it's like in an intersection. So you have the four roads coming in. You yield to whoever's inside the circle. And you go when there's no cars. So I was inside the circle, going around, trying to get to the road that I'm going to exit off of that circle, the roundabout out of. And there's a car in front of me with an Indiana license plate, so that tells me right there that they should know how to use a roundabout. And there's a car coming up, but they have a yield sign that they yield to the right-of-way traffic, which is the person inside the roundabout. And the person in front of me inside the roundabout stops in the roundabout, like to let the guy that's yielding to us get in. Frustrating. Wasn't that I'm in a hurry, it's just frustrating. So, I'm going to just look at a different angle, but I think we have all of this. And that does look good. That does look good. All right. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of these colors and this design. Hit the like button if you like it. And as always, subscribe to the channel. Help us out. Thanks for watching.